Yeah, this chair right here. Thank you. Don't worry about it. This camera right here. Okay, yeah. Honestly, it was like any other day. It was June 2nd, 2026. I was in my bed. I opened up Peacock. But little did I know, that night would change everything. Sorry for the dramatics, but hey everyone, my name is Genesis Nevaeh, and this is going to be my channel where I talk about anything media, pop culture, anything I want really, but what better way to introduce myself than a Love Island discourse? So let's begin. Most people watch Love Island as a dating show, but I use it as a psychology experiment. It's not just a dating show, it's literally a real-time experiment and the study of like human behavior. They're in Fiji in such an isolated area. It's so controlled where it's literally the only place, honestly, where you can have complete strangers from literally all over the world come together in one environment, and you can see them all deal with universal things like heartbreak, rejection, falling in love, feeling validated, conflict and resolution, making connections. It's such a vulnerable place to be. And what's so interesting and fascinating about it is that every contestant goes about it in a different way, whether that be through their upbringing, trauma, past relationships. They have millions of people watching them trying to navigate finding a connection in a villa. And suddenly it becomes less about finding love. And now it's the study of real human behavior. These people that we've never met before, people that we may have never even thought about encountering in real life, are watching these universal events unfold in front of them. We can find certain mirrors and reflections of ourselves in these people without even meaning to. And I think that's where the strong debate and discourse comes, especially from this season, because we see ourselves in these people a lot more than we do last season. And let me explain. Let me break that down to you, okay? All right, I gotta hold the mic now because it's about to get a little serious. I just want to start this video out by saying, I am no way, shape, or form trying to offend anybody. And if I do, that is not the intention. But sometimes I feel like the truth hurts. Honesty is very much the best policy. If you are affected by the words in this video, maybe it's time to reflect. And with that being said, let's begin. The general consensus of this video is that Sincere is truly a man to be on the lookout for, and watching this show has really validated the reasons as to why I am an avoidant person and why I'm not stepping into the dating scene to simply avoid men like Sincere. The general discourse and the differing opinions in this season is truly from how people see themselves in these people and don't think they're doing anything wrong, and they act like that with other people, and that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong. Anyone can sit in a man's face and be like, this is the reason why I'm upset. This is the reason I'm upset with you. And how can we move on from this? And a man will just be like,
whoa, I was just feeling that at the time.
Okay. It brings a different level of anger out in me, and that's why I feel like we really have to sit down and have this conversation, because there's no nuance behind the think pieces that we're having on the internet right now, okay? But we definitely, for this season, have to start at the beginning. The general basis of this video is why Sincere is literally the most evil man I have ever seen in my entire life. I am the type of person where I don't date much. I don't get out often. I'm very much an avoidant type person. And Sincere is the exact reason why I won't even step foot into the scene. The men this season, we definitely have to break them down into like most evil to least evil. They all have no redeeming qualities. Maybe Bryce. They all very much bring nothing to their relationships but misery and despair. Part of that could be because they just don't like the woman they're with, but that does not excuse the disrespect and the blatant, damn near hate that they have for the woman in the villa. Let's start with Casey and Sincere. Basically, who I see people trying to find the lesser evil of the two when they are literally two sides of the same coin, but one outweighs the other, and that will be Sincere, and I will tell you why. Let's remember who was behind Sincere's door at the start of the season, right? It was Melanie and Anaya, correct? Who did Sincere pick? He picked Melanie, right? They got coupled up. very first episode. Nobody was behind Casey's door. We all know that that has hurt this man since day one. Nobody was behind Casey's door. So by default, him and Anaya couple up. From there, we have Melanie and Sincere, and we have Casey and Anaya. Where the season really goes downhill is where Soul and Corbin come in, but specifically Soul. Melanie and Sincere were always very open about how they felt about each other. And in the very beginning of the season, when it came to Casey and Anaya, I wasn't sure if Anaya liked Casey. Like, I literally did not feel that from her. And that was simply because of she picked Sincere first. She had a little crush on Sean. Like, Casey was not her ideal type. And I could tell that from the very beginning. So I didn't think Anaya pursuing the connection was as genuine as I thought it was, and until everything unfolded. But I digress. So that's how I was feeling a little bit in the season. And then, you know, as a Black woman, like, hearing Casey only compliment her through her skin tone and uplifting her through her Blackness is something you don't want to hear all the time. Like, baby, I know. And you definitely don't got to tell a girl Anaya that. You know what I'm saying? I guess in this environment where she did say later on she didn't feel beautiful, but I don't even think it was simply due to her Blackness. It was literally due to the shit and the shit cards she was dealt with, but whatever. That, to me, she wasn't feeling that, and I could feel that from her. And in my opinion, I was like, oh, like, Casey definitely likes her more than she likes him. And then with the whole Melanie and Sincere situation, when Melanie had that little crash out over Kata coming in, that was just his way of being like, oh, me freeballing in here is going to be a little difficult. Because I feel like the general consensus of this show is like, oh, if you go on this show, like, you're going for anything. Like, no, you're not going for anything. People real life have feelings at the end of the day. I don't care if we're all on Love Island and we're doing freaky deaky shit. Like, people genuinely have feelings. And that's what I also hate. Like, they keep trying to say, oh, well, this is Love Island. This is Love Island. This is Love Island. Yes, this is Love Island. But also, why are you acting like that? I just feel like you can't excuse the actions based off the world built around you, and you gotta follow suit to those expectations, because that's just what the game is. I just feel like people are trying to downplay the genuine evilness that is Sincere, and I'm not even trying to downplay Casey's actions, but we are not going to put Casey in front of the evil that is Sincere. Like, genuinely, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with you guys today. Like, I promise you, I'm not doing that. What I need everyone to understand, and how we're going to break this down, is who these men are and who these women are. When you have Corbin and Kenzie, as viewers and as America watching this, when the boys went to Casa, the way Corbin treated Kenzie, our reaction to how he moves is not nearly as bad as the story that Casey and Sincere were selling to their women back in the villa. The way how Kenzie and Corbin came to be, it was nothing, you know, natural or organic. Like, they're very much lustful with each other. And even when Corbin was coupled up with Melanie, his eyes were still looking at Kenzie, which, beyond me, you have Melanie and you have Kenzie. Okay, Corbin. I just feel like Kenzie is not like Anaya and Melanie. She doesn't wear her heart on her sleeve. And when she first came into the villa, she said she's never had a roster before. And I think us as viewers need to hear that. And we need to, you know, remember that when she's looking tens of thousands different ways, is because she even said it herself, she doesn't know how to handle dating multiple people at once. She doesn't know how to handle that. But she never said she was opposed to that. Does that make sense? She was never opposed to that. Corbin is like, you know, if Kenzie was final boss of her nature, like, Corbin knows how to juggle that, and he's very much used to that. So he even said going into Casa, like, he was having some doubts about Kenzie because, you know, the whole Caleb situation. We're not too flabbergasted by how their dynamic failed. We're not, and neither are they. And I think Kenzie is hurt part of a way, but even if the Casa challenge wasn't live recorded into the villa, Kenzie was going to have a field day regardless. regardless how Corbin, even with his disrespectful comments, how he took it on the chin, and how when he came back into the Villa Parmita and the girls were boo, 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 tomato, tomato, he didn't say nothing. He said, all right, I'm a piece of shit. Like, yeah, you're right. Because, yeah, you're right. You didn't have to disrespect me and say all that stuff during the challenge.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not coming back single.
Like, you don't gotta do all that, because Kenzie didn't do all that. And if you want to compare her to Sincere, you can. But Kenzie very much, like, everything that Kenzie did, I feel like she definitely said. And I also don't care about how she was playing a man's game to the men back. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kenzie was definitely playing a man's game, and they didn't like that. That's why a lot of the male viewers are not liking that and liking Kenzie, because it hits home. It hits home. So yeah, that's why no one's really surprised about none of that. You have Anaya and Melanie. Those are two girls that wear their hearts on their sleeve. And with Anaya, this is where we get, you know, the lesser of two evils when it comes to Casey and Sincere. Y'all don't have to like Casey. You really don't. He definitely fooled all of us in the beginning, and the way he went about everything and the way he just treats women as a whole is disrespectful as fuck. I would never fuck with a man like that in real life. And for him to have sisters and he treats and talks to women like that, like, shut the fuck up when grown people are speaking. Like, he literally pisses me off. Like, him and Corbin. But Corbin, he don't be saying it to their face. You know, he be making sly comments under their breath. Like, Casey wants you to know that he does not have respect for you. And I can't respect that. But despite him hiding and concealing that part from himself, even through all the resentment built up from Anaya, and just how he should have told Anaya when Soul was in that villa, hey, like, I want to talk to Soul. Like, I'm so sorry. You're not gonna ruin you shouldn't ruin your own experience because someone is in your face crying because you're about to talk to somebody else. I feel like that's even more of a valid reason for you to look the other way. I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry to Anaya. I love Anaya, and especially this, you know, I'm defending her. Of course, this video is in defense of her, but as women too, we have to be real and hold her accountable for part of the deceit that she was feeling. Like, truly, she was lying to herself. So that brings me back to movie night, when she's feeling all this doubt and she's not feeling good about her connection with Casey, but she genuinely doesn't know why. And it's not due to the compatibility and the attraction. It's literally due to the fact that Casey never fucking liked her in the beginning. Like, when she's watching that in real time and watching these clips and watching the disrespect and how he's talking to her and how he would affirm her in her face and then go behind her back and say the complete opposite. Like, that is genuinely humiliating to her. Like, she has never been treated like that in her life, because the way Anaya talks about her life is that she's treated like a princess in her family. You know what I'm saying? She comes from a good family, and Casey knows that. And she just wasn't feeling the treatment that she needed from Casey, and Casey was never going to give that to her because he never fucking liked her. So let's hold that, right? Let's hold that in the back of our brain. So when Anaya is watching movie night, all this stuff is literally confirmation to her. It's literally like, oh my God, like, this is exactly why I was like, he never liked me. Like, I rather have that. I rather have a man trying not to disrespect me in my face, you know, and then, you know, I kind of get, you know, humiliated due to the fact that he never liked me. But okay, we can get past that because now I know you don't like me. You don't like me. There's no reason for me to pretend that I like you. Correct? Does that make sense? There's a reason. There's a genuine reason for Anaya and Casey. But Sincere, that man genuinely lies for fun. And you have Anaya who wears her heart on her sleeve, right? But she knows what she needs. She knows exactly. She's able to assess that and, you know, really just connect the dots and be like, oh, like, there's a reason. Let me not trip out. Let me focus on my connection with Carl. But I know you're a disrespectful ass bitch. I would never fuck with a man like you. And you need to know that your actions were not good, nor were they respectful towards me. Period. And we can dead that. What we're talking about right now is Sincere. The actual devil. We're talking about the actual devil, because he knows the type of woman that Melanie is. Melanie is simply not looking to share. Melanie's simply looking for loyalty. She's looking for monogamy. She's not looking for the next person to come in and always catch her eye and then she's gonna move. Like, she's not looking for that. So when she thinks she hits the jackpot with Sincere, and, you know, he's very good with his words, like, he's always selling a story, she thinks she's hit the jackpot. Like, they have so much in common, they can relate to certain things, like, and again, she has everyone in the villa trying to affirm this for her. And same thing with Anaya and Casey. That's also their downfall. They have everyone in their like face in their ear telling them like, yo, like you guys are good for each other. Like, why aren't you trying to make this work out? Like you literally don't have the best people around you in that villa, because again, it's a place where they're so isolated and all they know is that island, and all they know is, you know, to cater their experience to the consensus of the game. But also, let's not forget that they let their human emotions get in the way. It's like they're trying to be in the full experience and try to turn off those very real emotions that are always going to creep back in. And Melanie and Sincere, the whole soul situation, like America coupling them up, I feel like he would have been less intended to go through with that connection if America just coupled up Casey and Soul. I'm very upset about that. I feel like you guys are very evil to try and spite Melanie like that just because she had one bad moment, and it wasn't fair to her. And I feel like they're trying to find redeeming qualities in Sincere and trying to say, oh, well, like he can, you know, change now. He knows he's disrespectful. He like, you can't convince me that this is the man for Melanie. Like Melanie's man is not on Fiji. Like he's not in Fiji. She needs to just dead that shit. Like she needs to go home. This next recoupling, I'm actually genuinely upset because he's still going to trap her. And like, I just need her to go home. I need her to go home. And it makes me upset because like, I hate the term bird or whatever, but birds of a feather flock together. Like Melanie truly is her own flock. Like I genuinely, all your other bird friends leave you when you're dealing with the biggest bird, like Sincere. Like, genuinely, you don't get that community of your flock when your flock can even tell that big bird that you're messing with, it's not worth it, love. It is not worth it, love. Like, it is not worth the heartbreak. It is not worth the trauma he's not worth that. The love that you think you deserve, mama. So although everybody wants to try and like paint KC like he's the most evil man, like yes, he definitely fooled us, and I think that's why it kind of hurts more. It's that like he played this messiah in the beginning, but he is just like every other bitch, and I think that's really what hurt the masses the most. You can't fault the man for feeling the way he was feeling because he was dealing with a difficult girl, and I'm not saying Anaya is difficult in that sense. I'm saying the path to their relationship was extremely difficult to navigate. And when you have a girl who's not only lying to herself, but trying to convince you that this might work out, it's just not gonna, it's not. So we're not gonna pretend that KC is the problem here when there's literally Sincere. My problem with Sincere is that he lies for fun. He lies for no reason, and he lies with no intent. Like I said, Anaya saw Casey's clip package and now she has, oh, like he just never liked me. That's literally the whole point. Like now I can sleep at night. He didn't like me. Let me not waste my time focusing on this connection anymore, trying to make this man like me. Like he never liked me. Sincere is in Melanie's face. I want you. I see something happening outside of here with you. Like this is what I want. You can't be in her face affirming her of that, doing everything you can to make it seem like she's your only option, and then every 2 days a new girl comes into the villa and you're trying to tell them the same story again. Soul and Sincere being coupled up together was truly America's fault. That's why he felt like he had to harp on the situation more, and I really don't think his intent is to hurt anyone, but sometimes you have to be the bad guy, and I don't think Sincere ever wants to be the bad guy. And again, going back to comparing Casey, Corbin, and Sincere, like Corbin is okay with being the bad guy, and that's why it's easier to come to terms with the fact that he is a bad guy. Like you just have to be comfortable in that fact. Like you can't keep telling people a false narrative of yourself when you're literally the complete opposite of that. Just act in your true nature. Act in your true nature. People will treat you accordingly. I promise you that. Be yourself. People will treat you accordingly. I promise you that. Like honestly, watching the movie night and watching him affirm Soul in the way that he did, I honestly feel sick to my stomach for that girl. Like I couldn't understand why she thought she was being picked. Like truly, I could understand why she thought she was being picked. So back to movie night, Melanie watching that, and there's no, like with Anaya and Casey, like there's no actual confirmation as to why Sincere's acting like that. Like he's literally just, everything he's saying to you, he's saying to another girl because he wants to. Like there's no way to make sense of that. Like there's no way to make sense of that. Do you like me or not? You can't go around saying you like me and then say you like everybody else. Like you don't like everybody else. you like everybody else liking you, or you like the fact that you can get other people to like you. Like, I really don't understand Sincere's mind, and that's what scares me the most, because Casey genuinely just wanted someone to like him. That was literally all it was. But Sincere has multiple people liking him, and that's literally not enough. It's literally not enough. And then it's worse with Melanie, because you're in her face saying you want her, like, you keep going back to her. That makes no sense to me. Because again, KC, he brought TT back. He didn't want to go back to Anaya. So Sincere thinking him coming back alone, and that was really the end all be all. Like, oh yeah, I choose you, let's make this work. And then you get completely fucking fried on movie night. Fried, because you promised 3 separate girls the same thing in less than a month. Like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. And my favorite people to hear like recaps from the episodes is Woodland and Jamila, but especially Woodland, because like, I don't know if you guys are following Woodland on TikTok, but he is not only, recapping Love Island, but he's just very much into the media culture, and his takes on things are so nuanced and so correct in the way where they aren't opinionated but mediated, if that makes sense. Like, he's not choosing sides, but he's making fair points for both sides. And I feel like that's all I can do when I'm watching this show. It's like, 2 things can be true at once, but literally what gets me about it's the defense. Like, you can't defend bad behavior, because if you're defending it, you agree with that shit. And that's what I don't like. That's when sometimes I have to, take my bias and take my opinion, especially when I'm listening to takes like that. And I have to, bring myself back down to reality. Like, oh, like, everyone does think differently, and not everyone thinks not everyone thinks the same. That's literally all I can say, and keep it respectful. Not everyone thinks the same, and that's okay. But I think listening to people's opinions that don't match yours and who don't have a bias is actually very good for your own mindset and for your own like way to perceive things. Like, yeah, there's definitely always 2 sides to a story, and I think how everyone perceives things is just due to their own experience. Like, you really just gotta be there. So I really like how Woodland does his takes on Love Island and just like certain things in general. And I just love his takes, truly. This video is for the people that are really just like trying to put the blame on the women completely. I want people to know that Sincere is a dangerous man. If you know anyone like Sincere, if you see anyone exhibit any type of behaviors like Sincere, I need you to get as far away as them as possible. The only way to break a man like that down is to shame him, to pretend that they don't exist. He has narcissistic behaviors. He is just exhibiting a lot of traits that are not healthy when you're looking for a relationship, when you're looking for a friendship, when you're looking for some type of solace and comfort in a person. He genuinely scares me. Melanie can't find a reason as to why she's being treated that way. Baby, there is no plane. Baby, there is no reason. He just is, and she needs to owe it to herself to understand that her man is not in Fiji. Your man is not Sincere. The fact that this recoupling, he's going to trap her again, it makes me sick to my stomach. Like, I really do feel for her. It's not fair. It is not fair to be treated that way. It's not fair to have him in her face and be like, well,
I came back for you. I wanted you. I picked you.
Sincere, nobody cares. You could have picked the fucking owl flying around that villa. It doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing when your actions show you nothing but being a liar. All you do is lie. You can't back up anything that you say. Everything that you're saying it because it sounds good to you. You're saying it because you think people will think it. You're saying it because it sounds good to other people. Yeah, I'm just honestly ready for the season to be over. It's way better than last season by far. And I also want to try and compare like Taylor and Clark to the Anaya and TT situation. Last season, regardless like of what y'all want to say about last season's men were by far way more respectful by miles, by eons, by everything. They are far more respectful. They didn't argue with the woman not once. If the woman said anything to them, guess who shut the fuck up? Every single one of those men in there. Chris, despite how everything that he saw before coming into the villa and the treatment that he received from in the villa, he never once raised his voice at her, never once got out of character with her. He just shut down. Like, I mean, I feel like that's not healthy to do as a man, but you don't argue with women. I feel like you lose immediately as a man when you argue with women. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. And 9 times out of 10, you are wrong, but that maybe 1% where you are right. Oh, my light just died. But maybe that 1% where you are right, just don't do it. But with the whole Taylor and Alandria situation, when Taylor brought Clark back from Casa and they had the little Twitter challenge and the people were asking, like, what's tea? Like, why did you lead Alandria on? He was like, I never did. I just wasn't physically attracted to her. But everything I said was very what I was feeling at the time. But I went to Casa and I found my girl. And he said, I picked Clark. Never once did they disrespect Alandria or any other girls in the villa. He was just like, my connection is with Clark and y'all need to respect that. And if you respect me, I respect you. Simple as that. Literally simple as that. TT and KC coming into the villa. TT just thought she was better than the girls in the villa. So her just even speaking was just, why, girl? But I think I'm going to end this here because my light just died and I'm going to try and edit this and get this uploaded before episode 26. I'm going to say it's episode 26 tonight. This is the day after movie night, part 2, and this is going to be the recoupling. So we'll definitely see how that goes. Melanie, I'm so sorry that you are trapped with the devil. The devil. I'm so sorry, baby. And if you're going to be with that man, you get absolutely nothing from me. And maybe that doesn't matter to you, but shit. All right. Thank you so much for coming to my little TED Talk. Yeah.